Okay. All right, so good evening, everyone. We are so excited to be here. Leading the call tonight is going to be myself, Diana Prevett, Erica Fisher, and Nicole Murphy, and we are talking about how to do a sprint week, and we're super excited. And with everything that Dawn just talked about, how enrollments are just up like crazy this month, and the June and Boom promotion, we are super excited, and we're going to kick off this call with some awesome recognition that our team has accomplished over the past week or two. So the first thing we want to shout out is a huge congratulations to Adam and Mary Beth Sisk and their whole team OC for hitting 600 members, which is just awesome. So congratulations to everyone on Team OC. And I'll continue our recognition while Erica is getting the slides to go here. We've had a lot of people who just went consultant for the first time, so huge congratulations to Mark Murphy, Jenna Tryon, Sarah Berkowitz, Tiffany Tykes, Kelly Kessler, Marisol Wagner, and Paige Clayland. So congratulations, you guys. It's just the beginning, and I can't wait to see where you all go.
We've also had a couple people make manager this past week. Big congrats to Dan Knapp and Shannon Sim.
And then we've had 2 people on the team go 1-star last week. So huge congratulations to Jen Kokesh and Jenna DeLong. That's really awesome, you guys. So congratulations.
We had Diana Prevett go 2-star. Congrats, Diana.
Thanks.
Also in the category of 5 to 7 enrollments for the June and Boom. We had, for the $200 bonus, we had Joni LePage, Nikki Carpenter, Sue Fetterman, Diana Prevett, Meredith Caruso, also getting her first coupon for the Team Builder coupon, Tiffany Teeks, also getting the Team Builder coupon, Robin Cermak, and Erica Fisher. Congrats.
And then we've also had 2 people on our team who have scored in the 8 to 9 enrollment category for the June and Boom, when that means they're getting the $200 bonus and a free hotel room at Celebration in Las Vegas. So huge congratulations to Jill Nur and Kim Pfeiffer. It's awesome.
And the last, did it? Okay, so in the last 10 enrollments, which are $200 bonus, a free hotel at Celebration in Vegas, and a meeting with Kathy and Jim Coover, Adam and Mary Beth Sisk, Jennifer Kokesh, Laura Donnelly, and Denise Neontia. Congratulations, guys. Is it echoing?
It is echoing, Erica, and I think it's because you're on both devices. So I think you need to get off of one.
Okay.
There we go.
Twain. I'll unmute myself. I can't unmute myself. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So we're going to do the introduction. Okay, so what is a sprint week? So sprint weeks are a key part of our ride to the way to Maui. So what exactly is a sprint week? Sprint weeks are where literally everything takes a backseat to building your business and hitting your goal, whether that's enrollments, increasing your BV, increasing your cycles, all of the actions that will culminate into one exciting week. However, as you'll see, it's weeks of preparation and planning. This is just not, you just decide one day. This takes a lot of work. So who should do a sprint week? Anyone. Anybody at all can do a sprint week. It is, no matter what your goal is, whether you're going for a 5-cycle bonus, 1-star, 2-star, anything that we just mentioned, enrollments, everybody, no matter where you are in your business, can go for this. So then it comes down to preparation.
Okay, Preparation. This slide that Diana and Erica did for me so well really sums it up. We have to prepare for this. What is the most important thing that I found in preparation is getting my family on board. I think that's a common theme throughout, the entire team. Making sure your husband, wife, spouse, significant other, kids, like Amanda just said, hey, we're going, who wants to go to Hawaii? Get everybody on board, almost offer a family incentive. It could be the trip to Hawaii. If you're going for a goal of 5-cycle bonus, it might just be a really cool date night, an overnight somewhere. Or, depending on your rank advancement and your cycles and everything else, it could be something more elaborate. But the most important thing is to get them on board. Make sure they know how hard you're going to work and that some things may be taking a back seat, such as laundry, which you're seeing in this picture. Schedule a sitter. I have 3 kids, all under the age of 8, running from field to dance class to brownies. It's not easy, but during these push weeks, the one we did back in January, I scheduled some girl to come to my house. I was sitting here as well, working, and she was able to at least get the kids out and keep them busy while I was busy doing this, and my husband was, busy doing whatever he was doing. But that's really, really important because you're going to really need to focus and give this 100%, which is kind of hard to do when you have a million things going on. So schedule a sitter. Clear your social calendar during this time, dinner with friends and, movies and stuff, whatever you typically would like to do during the week. Really dedicate your full time to this. You can always do that once your push week is over. So just keep that in mind. The time you spend is so critical working on this to get you prepared for your goal, that it's worth sitting out the dinner. Okay. Chores, like I obviously, again, in the picture, just prepare yourself. If you have to do it the week before, you're going into something, get your stuff done, finish all your laundry, run all your errands, do your dry cleaning, prep meals, be ready for this week to give 110% to whatever it is that you're, however you've set yourself up to conquer your goal. I just, I think, I can't say that enough. I think that is really the key to a successful push week. And now I think Diana is going to discuss planning.
Yeah. So as Nicole kind of mentioned, that's all stuff that you're doing in the week prior to your push week. And a lot of the preparation and organization, you really have to start thinking about your push week, maybe even a month before, maybe even 2 months before, to kind of schedule when you're going to do it. So, being organized in the weeks leading up to your push week is really critical. And there are 3 key areas that you can see here that you want to focus on. So the first thing is your timing. So that's, when I said 2 months out, you might think, well, why do I have to plan 2 months out for 1 week of activity? But this is going to be your push week, and it's up to you to plan when you want to do it. So it's really important to fit it when it works in your life. So if your spouse has a huge business trip, obviously it's going to be a lot harder to really keep everything managed if they're away or something like that. So you want to make sure it fits into your general life. Then the second thing that we found is it's super helpful, and this is kind of like what we were just talking about with the seasonal shakes. We know generally there's a lot more orders and there's a lot more volume that's coming in then. So if you can schedule your push week when there are going to be company-wide promotions or new product launches, that's a great time to do it. We know typically at Celebration they launch something new. So planning one for right after that, when you're all revved up, that's probably going to be one of the best times and when you'll get the best results. The second thing that you're going to need to get organized pertains to building your team. So, we do so many things so well as a team, and we're really lucky to be part of this amazing team. But building your team is a really critical aspect. So the first thing you want to be doing is, do Facebook blasts on your team page. So this is probably going to be more the opportunity or the business page. And find out who on your team wants to play with you. Reach out to your downline, those you have worked with in the past, and say, okay, I'm going to be going for a huge goal. Who's ready to do this with me? The other thing you're going to want to do is plan your who, why, and your what you'll do. So who you're going to be playing with, what you're going to need to initially motivate them, and then how are you going to keep them motivated during the challenging days? Because there are definitely going to be days where, you know, you might have a friend call you up and they just want to jab on the phone for an hour and you don't have time for that. So, you know, how are you going to stay motivated? And then knowing what keeps those on your team who are playing with you motivated, that's really important too. And then something else that's really critical to building your team and all kind of working successfully together is you want to determine how you're going to communicate with your team. So whether you want to use a Facebook message thread to have everyone kind of in the same page, or a lot of people are now, we're using Marco Polo. So whatever works best for your team that's going to be playing, you just want to have that established, have everyone on the same page, because everyone needs to, once you get into the craziness of that week, it's just the best to have everyone streamlined into kind of one method of communication. And then the other thing that's really important to do is start doing your weekly team calls prior to the push week. So again, you know, this is all preparation in the weeks leading up to it, but use these calls to start motivating your team, brainstorming about the promotions that you want to run if you're going to do anything else during your promotion or during your sprint week. And then also divvy up the tasks. So I was lucky enough to help Robin during her really big push week I guess a year ago almost, and turned out to be a huge week for me as well. And one of the things that we found really well for our team was, okay, who's really good at making the graphics that we're going to be posting in kind of our Blitz private Facebook group, and who is good at doing this part, and figuring out who wants to do what. Because the more organized you can get before, the more smooth your whole week is going to run. And then the third aspect of the preparation is the administrative work. So we found that doing these tasks prior to your push week are just going to keep you a lot more organized and sane, and no one's going to fall through the cracks. So quickly, a few things to do are set up a group or a team cleanse week for after the push week. This is going to create a sense of urgency and reason for people to enroll. So kind of an extra motivator in addition to any company-wide promotion you're doing. And I'll go more into kind of about group and team cleanses at the end if we have time. And then another thing that we've used successfully in the past is setting up a Facebook event about 2 weeks prior. So this is an event where you're going to be posting the specials, and you want to ask your entire team to invite people to this. And unless they opt out, they're going to be seeing these posts, which is huge. So this is for all of your prospects. So you want your team members in there who are playing with you. You want your team members in there even if they're not playing. And you definitely want all your prospects. So, you know, most of us have lists of 100. You want all those people in there unless they want to opt out, just so then they see if you're going to be throwing out some fun promotions and raffles and giveaways. You know, who doesn't want to win free stuff? So that's kind of it for the administrative work. And then there's a few things you can do to fine tune like your personal process that you're going to use to enroll people. So the first thing is, you know, how do you like to enroll people? Are you sending out enrollment forms? Are you sending out an email with kind of all the options and explanations of what people can get? That's what I have found works best for me. And then it kind of gets me out of doing the phone call, and just, I find it makes the whole process a lot easier. Or do you like to have enrollment forms printed out and ready to go in your office? So if you're doing phone calls to take orders, but have that whole method just set up and, you know, be ready to go for when the sprint starts and you're enrolling people like crazy. And then the second thing is, how do you like to track your enrollments? So I use a printed out spreadsheet where I simply write in things like the name of the person, the date I enrolled them, when I sent their welcome email, added to Facebook groups, open box call, all of those kind of things. Some people use a notebook. Some people like to track it online. But however you stay on top of your enrollments, think about getting, you know, 10 enrollments a week. How are you going to stay on top of all of that once, you know, that craziness of that week is over and you have to actually get everyone onboarded? And another thing that will help kind of smooth your process out is fine tune your welcome emails for your different packages. So once people do enroll, you're ready to get them started quickly. So like I've developed a version for if somebody gets a 30-day or somebody gets a value pack, and if somebody gets an 11-day, and it just makes it a lot easier, and I'm not having to really fine tune every single email and spend time on that. So if you do all those things, you'll be ready to go from, your team perspective and your administrative prep, and have kind of your virtual office organized. And now Nicole is going to talk about how are you going to actually be, boosting your connections during that week.
Okay, boosting your connections, launch parties. These can be in home, these can be virtual launch parties. Back in January, our awesome leader, Robin Cermak, drove all the way to Annapolis, pregnant. It was late, I feel like 8 o'clock at night, and helped Diana and I host a party at Diana's house. And, it doesn't matter, we only had a few people show up, and that's fine. We out of it that went towards our 20 and 30, and that was what our goal was, so that worked out great. So do those. If you can't do it in home, or you can't do it in a friend's home, do a virtual launch party. I know there's so many resources out there to help you set that type of stuff up. I'm not very technical, but just learning from everybody on the group, it's definitely out there, and they're super easy to get started. Health fairs, vendor fairs, and anywhere you can think where you're going to make those connections with people. School bazaars, even at my children's elementary school, setting up a booth at their Christmas bazaar. That's you're going to meet a ton of new people, just to kind of get it out there and make new connections. Encourage your team members to do the same, like Diana said. You're kind of find who's going to be playing with you during your push week, and everybody get on board. Prepare, like I said at the beginning, prepare the week before. Get your appointment set up, get your phone call set up, sort of get everything in motion as much as you can before that week. So during that week, you're executing things, and your enrollments are coming in. And like Diana said, with your organization, it's just a smoother transition if you kind of have that in the forefront. Have your, and Diana just said the same thing, have your prospect list there. Work off your 100, maybe you have a separate list for something else. But the key is to have all that going, so when you're in the thick of things, during your week, you're ready. You're not just starting that whole process at that point. Okay, and I think Erica is going to talk about execution now.
Okay, so when it comes to, once the week is here, what are you actually going to do? Like, you've done weeks of preparation, and now it is the actual push week. So what are you going to do? The majority of our businesses today are on Facebook. I know Amanda did a thing on Instagram, and LinkedIn we did. So, there's other avenues, but Facebook for the most part is the primary source of where we have our group set up, our team set up. So that's where a lot of the activity is going to happen during the week to get the communication out. So what you're going to do is you're going to post on your Facebook team groups. You're going to push and you're going to just blast on the Facebook that you are doing this push week. You want, again, your team to be involved. You're going to be offering raffles and prizes and giveaways, specials, incentives, promotions, everything. You're going to be throwing in, the kitchen towel, everything. So you want to get that on Facebook, and you want to get it out there. But don't forget the people who aren't on Facebook, though, as well. You want to be able to text them and message them, call them as well, because you don't want to exclude them, because not everybody is on Facebook. You want to do live videos. Live videos is, again, we've heard over and over, this is where it's at on Facebook. You can promote your deals that way. Communicate through your Facebook message thread throughout the week. That is going to be a big one to communicate with your team if that's where you choose to do so. Marco Polo has just been introduced within the last couple of weeks. Figure out how you're going to communicate with your team. You want to plan that prior, but that's where a lot of your communication with your team is going to be. And then on that Facebook event that you had created prior, you're going to be posting on there daily. You're going to put before and afters, product spotlights, educational information. It's basically going to be a week-long party. Make it fun. Post pictures of your family helping with the raffles. Running errands and snapping pictures of your family, and making it, we really shouldn't be doing any errands, but just post your family and make it fun and relatable. So besides Facebook, there are other important things you're going to be doing. Like I said, you're going to be blasting out texts, messages, calling your contacts, following up all those the pipeline that you've created prior to it. This is where you're going to really get into action. Message your past cleansers. We keep talking about that. If they've fallen off the wagon, get them re-enrolled, offer them incentives, tell them about the new different products. Again, kind of just what we got on the last call as well. Ask for referrals. Again, juicy challenge in the past. Follow up with everyone you've reached out leading up to this week. You're going to have team calls throughout the week. Again, constant communication with your team, because it's everybody doing everybody's part and helping you out. Stay at your command post all day long, all week long, long hours. You're going to set up somewhere. If you have to go somewhere else, set up a command post somewhere else. Have your foxhole buddies. You always want a couple of buddies to be along with you. So if you need to call them, at any which hour, if you're frustrated, you're excited, whatever, they're your people. And then just hold your other team members accountable. Again, it's not just a one-man thing here. You need your team, and you're going to be giving some tough love. You're going to give lots of love. Just, you've got each other's back. But again, primarily have fun with this. It's going to be a long week. You have to have fun. Make it a contest, and have the belief that failure is not an option. Our fearless leaders constantly tell us, you have to believe you will not fail, and you won't. So now it comes down to the week is over. Now it's the follow-up. Diana?
Thanks. So a lot of this kind of goes, back to what I talked about in the prep and organization phase. And if you, go into your sprint week well organized, then that's going to make the follow-up a lot easier. And, try to envision, it might seem like, well, I've always stayed on top of everything already, but try to envision really like doubling or tripling your normal business in 1 week. And it gets a lot harder to stay on top of, all of the new cleansers that you have and everything. So, one of the first things is go back to that spreadsheet I talked about, or however you're tracking your enrollments, and be keeping that up to date as you're adding people to different groups. You're going to have to be sending out your welcome emails, setting up your coaching emails. I don't know if anyone else really uses the ISA Tools coaching series emails, but I really like them. And there's one specific for the 30-day system. There's one specific to energy. So those are really great to use, and it sends automated emails to people like every few days. So it's really nice. Get your people plugged into Facebook groups. Make sure you give them a shout out, recognize them, make them feel welcome, and make sure they know they can post in there, and give them that really great sense of community. This is when, make sure people understand about the ISA Body Challenge and Healthy Mind and Body. Both of those have been shown to really boost your BV in people's carts, and then also improve retention. So make sure people know about those at that time. Reach back out. They might have forgotten to register for them when they first put in their order. And before, I had mentioned the group and team cleanse. So just a few quick things. On our team, Sunshine Living, we've run a lot of these recently, and I know a lot of other people on the call run their own as well really successfully. And some of the things that we have found really just make it a lot easier is have all of your graphics ready to go prior to push week, and planned out all of your posts in either a Word document or PowerPoint, or however you want to do it. But if you can, have posts 1, 2, 3, and 4, however many posts you're doing each day, planned out with the wording and the graphics, it makes it a lot easier to kind of live your life and not feel like all you're doing is planning posts all day, every day for either an 11-day or a 30-day. And, whoever is running that cleanse, have it divvied up so that you know who's posting what on what days. And then just a few quick last things, post product spotlights. A lot of times it's great to highlight products that aren't included in the 30-day or some of the other standard systems people start with, because they might not even know they exist. So don't forget to do that. And then finally, post the schedules for the different days as they move through the program. And then finally, you want to, give thanks to everyone who endured the insanity with you of a sprint week, and you want to celebrate your team. And I think this is one of the things that we do the best. And we're lucky to have such amazing leaders on this team that are always willing to celebrate our victories and really reward us. And do such amazing things. So definitely, send out thank you notes to your team members who helped you out, or who, gave you motivation when you needed it, or who were with you through the whole thing. And then, I don't know if we talked about this before, but it's great, whoever's going to be playing with you on your team, set a goal or set a reward. So if you're all local, say, if it's a group of girls, we're going to go get pedicures after and have a bottle of champagne, or whatever it is that's going to make you happy and to celebrate, do it. There's no reason not to. You guys everyone worked so hard, and, your efforts deserve to be celebrated. And then I think it's over to Erica.
So that really concludes just kind of a very overview of what the Sprint Week is. And if you guys have not heard the podcast done by Robin, it's A Little Push Goes a Long Way. It's phenomenal. It's where we got a lot of our groundwork from, but it is just, it's full of information. Some of the things we did not touch on, but it's an amazing podcast. And so we just now want to open it up that if there's any questions, ask away. And I apologize that I screwed up the beginning with the whole sound and all kinds of crazy, but yeah, just ask away.
You girls did a phenomenal job. I love it. I'm so excited. I'm ready to do one right now. Oh, good, because there's one coming up. I'm so glad you're ready, because we've got one coming. That was excellent. Very comprehensive. I love it. Seriously. I love the Fox. You guys, the Foxhole Buddies is so important. You need people that are going to be with you every step of the way. When you're not showered and it's, day 5 and you're like been at your command post for,
and you smell,
and and your family doesn't want to come anywhere near you. You need the people that you're going to just reach out to and say, oh my gosh. And because everyone's cheering each other on. You're all in the same boat. It's just going to be, it's really powerful. And I know it probably sounds like, oh my gosh, what? I have to clear my whole schedule. I have to get ready. But when you're in it, it's fun. And when you're done, it's the best feeling in the world when you hit that goal and know that you left it all on the table.
And when you're in Maui on the beach with a pina colada in your hand, for sure it's going to be worth it.
Absolutely.
So does anybody have any questions about anything that the girls talked about, or things that they've done during a push week maybe that you didn't hear? Or we're trying to stay true to time and integrity, and we have 2 minutes left. So
when is the push week, Dawn?
the calendar's coming out with a whole flyer that we've created, and it has push week scheduled. You can call them push week, sprint week, whatever. Sprint, we're calling them sprint weeks. And there's a whole calendar of them from now until February. Because believe it or not, I mean, if you think about it, you to get to this 3-star number, and if we're going to hope, fingers crossed, that we can hit some of those seasonal shake weeks, you really have a very, it seems like a lot of weeks between now and February 25th. No,
I think so.
I think it's 25th, between now and February 25th, but it's actually not. And also, believe it or not, I know you guys are going to think we're crazy, but the first week that we're trying to get everybody to rank advance to 3-star is actually going to be the week of celebration, which doesn't seem like a week that people are going to be ready to be having a push week. However, we know the seasonal, the 15th anniversary seasonal shake is coming out. We think it's going to be a pretty phenomenal flavor. Robin already said she's buying 50. I know I'm probably going to get the same, just because we know those shakes are going to move. So that's going to be the week that we're hoping, and we're counting on everyone being able to qualify for their 3-star, because then after that you have 3 you'll have 3 other times that you need to qualify. So if you think that's happening, like for example, if you think that's happening once a month, you've got September, October, November, January, February, 5 months to get it done 3 times. Do you know what I mean? So it's actually
Riding that peak week.
Yeah.
Every month. We only have 9 months, but we're going to spend the next 3 months basically getting ready for that. So there's only going to be 5 months that you're going to have left after we get to you, hopefully, your goal.
So it is 9:30. Fantastic job stepping into your power, ladies.
Way to go, guys.
That was awesome. And just so everybody knows, I know that I've been working with the leadership. The girls the team that did the call this week, Diana, Erica, and Nicole, will be passing the baton, right, ladies? They're going to set up the next team that's coming up next week. They're going to set them up for success. It's Genevieve and Dr. Abigail Doodle, I believe. And they're going to show them the ropes, teach them how, talk to them about the Zoom thing, setting up the Zoom call right, and doing the recognition, and just everything they need to do A to Z. The call recording, what has to happen with the call recording, where to post. I know, Erica, we're working on a master document, right, to be able to share, but it's every week. It's the job of the team leaders to then work with the people the week coming up and, help them prep, give them coaching, whatever it is, and pass that baton. So fantastic job, and thank you so much.
Have a great night, everybody. We're going to go back to bed now.
We are. We're going back to bed. Sorry, I know we're looking a little rough, but we're here, right? The three of
Great
us.
job. Thank you so much. I took so many notes. Thank you. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
I didn't read the chat. Did you read the chat? Okay.
I love your hair curly, Diana.
Thanks. This is called taking a shower like 10 minutes before the call.
It's cute. I like it.
Oh.
I'm channeling
Hi,
my journaling.
Robin.
Hi.